Hey, Good Shepherd family. It's Miss Jess, and I brought my mama. This is Meemaw. Everybody knows her from church. She tries to have candy in her pocket. So now the pressure's on. She's going to always have to have candy in her pocket. So when you run up to her next time you see her, you're going to have to say, Meemaw, where's my candy? Right? So it's Happy Mother's Day. And today we're celebrating everybody that helps us be good. Moms help us be good. Sometimes moms aren't good though. So it's super hard to be a good mom because it's hard to always be right, right? It's hard, yeah. Well, she's... Okay, so we're going to talk on the front porch. So everybody say bye to Meemaw. She's enjoying her coffee. She's starving to death because lunch is late. That's me, of course. So, did everybody have a good Mother's Day? Is anybody out there that did the church drive-through service? I saw a lot of my friends. I saw Ben. I saw Gia. I saw the Planks. I saw Kaylee and Jacob. And it's raining outside. And who else did I see? I saw Leila and her little brother. And I saw the Fellingers. And who else did I see? Help me out, guys. I saw Thomas's mom, and of course Miss Deb was there, Thomas's grandma. Did I miss little Thomas? I'll feel terrible. I was passing out bags. And who else did I miss? So if you guys were there and I forgot to say your name, you need to shout out to me. Hi, Miss Stacy. How are you? I saw I didn't see. Hi, Miss Bonnie. I saw Bonnie. I saw your kids, Bonnie. Well, one of your daughters, two of your grandkids. Excuse me. And, excuse me. Oh, guess who I saw? You're going to be so jealous. I saw Jonathan Evans. Sorry, I don't have the coronavirus. Excuse me. I just have a little allergy problem. So I'm wearing my hat because it was kind of cold. And I saw Jonathan and I saw Miss Kaylee, and he's absolutely adorable. And he kind of grunted and he did not smile at me. But that's okay. It's a work in progress. Let's see. We had a lot of people come out to church today to do the drive-through. So if you weren't there, I missed you. So shout out to Miss Jess and say hello. So today is Mother's Day. And I just want to shout out to anybody there that helps with a kid, because honestly, if you're helping with a kid, you've got mom qualities, whether you're a preschool teacher or an aunt or a grandma or a nana or a no-known or an oma. I hope you have a fantabulous day. I'm going to tell you a funny story about my mom. When you're a little kid, you have this picture of how your mom is, right? And sometimes you don't like your mom very much because she makes you do all this stuff, right? And sometimes you really love her because she always knows what your favorites are. She knows your favorite foods. She knows your favorite colors. She knows how your favorite story should go. Hey, Karina. Hi, Weichels. So, the Carters. I saw the Carters. And Miss Kathy said it was rough. I think that's what she said. But anyway, yes, hi, Stacy. I did see your mom, Stacy. I said hello to her, and it was so nice to see her. It's funny because I'm running up to the cars and I wanted to give Miss Linda a big hug, but I didn't. I didn't give her a big hug. So anyway, my mom, love my mom. My mom and my dad got a divorce when I was 12 years old. I was 12 and my sister Janelle was 10. And that was hard for us. You know, we had to kind of start a new life. My dad lived in Texas and we moved to Mississippi. So lots of cool things happened. Some of them were sad. But I remember when I was living in Mississippi with my mom. She was a single mom. And we had to go to bed at a certain time. You know, my mom was very strict about bedtime. Now that I'm a mom, I know why. And it's because she needed her own time. And so that's why she was so strict with our bedtime, because she needed to be by herself and do her own thing, right? So Karina's asked me how I ended up in Indiana, and I will tell you that. Hi, Miss Deb. Hi, Planks. I said hello to you guys earlier, so you'll have to back up the Facebook thing. So anyway, one time I got up late it was late. I don't know what time it was, but for a kid, it was late. And I had to go get some water. Or maybe I had to go potty. I don't know. And my mom was sitting on the couch with a bag of cookies. And I remember being so upset because I had wanted cookies. And my mom had told me, we don't have any cookies. We don't have any cookies. I'm sorry. You'll just have to eat your ice cream and go to bed. And they were the good cookies. The ones with the marshmallow in them and the chocolate over the top. Hey, Mr. Limbacher. And I was so upset at my mom that she was eating those cookies without me. And I went to bed, and my mom says, just go to bed. Just go to bed. She wasn't even going to talk to me about it, right? Okay. So fast forward years and years and years ago, I know exactly why my mom needed those cookies. It had been a bad day, and she had tried to be a good mom for so long. And sometimes moms and kids are the same. You're so good for so long, you just can't do it anymore. You just got to get away from people or you're going to snap. And so my mom had sent us to bed, and for her reward for being a good mom was to eat one of those marshmallow cookies. I'll never forget that. But that's okay if our moms do that because they take really good care of us, right? So how did I end up in Indiana? Okay, so when I was a young Southern girl in Mississippi, I fell in love with a redneck dude that liked to hunt and liked to fish, and he joined the Air Force. So when he joined the Air Force, he got sent to Montana. So I went to Montana with him. Hi, Miss Nikki. Have you got all your grandkids with you? Miss Nikki is a very good nurse friend of mine. So everybody shout out to Miss Nikki. She is always makes me laugh. We laugh super hard about life because life where we work is not fun and it's not pretty, and we laugh all the time. And she has so many grandkids. It's amazing. She's a good mom, and now she's a great, awesome grandma. So I followed my sweetheart love of my life to Montana, and then we went overseas, and then we did all this fun stuff, and then we ended up in Indiana, where we have been for 20 years. 20 years. In June, it'll be 21. Can you believe that? Me and my husband, Mark, have lived here longer than anywhere else in our whole entire lives. Crazy, right? So today's Mother's Day, and I thought it was super appropriate, that means the right thing to do, that Pastor Tim preached about being kind, because that's a huge lesson that we try to learn from our parents, from our moms, our dads, our people that raise us. The biggest rule, remember Jesus said the number one thing you have to do is to love God with all your heart. And the second rule was to love your neighbor. So in order to do that, we have to be kind, right? Hi, Pam. So Pam is watching. I would bet Molly's still in bed, but maybe Audie's out there. Hi, Audie. So being kind is super important. And Jesus was kind all the time. There's not one time in the Bible that Jesus was not kind. We talked last week about how he helped the lepers, and he was a little disappointed. We talked about being disappointed, but he was still kind. You know, he didn't take away the good things that he gave those people just because they didn't say thank you. Well, this morning, Pastor Tim talked about the Good Samaritan. Hi, Miss Imogene. She's one of my biggest fans. I love Miss Snyder. Hi, Arya. So the Good Samaritan is a story in the Bible, and I will apologize. I don't know exactly the book in the Bible. It is in the New Testament. So Ben and Jacob will remember that is after Jesus was born. The New Testament is after Jesus was born. If anybody knows and can look up the Good Samaritan really quick, that would be great. I was busy entertaining my mom, so I'm sorry. So there were different kinds of people when Jesus walked on the earth, just like we have different kinds of people. We have people from Africa, we have people from Iran, we have people from Georgia, we have people from Ohio, and some people weren't thought of as really nice people. And some of the Samaritan people were thought of as lazy. Remember I talked about the Samaritans last week? The Samaritan that thanked Jesus was actually, the leper that thanked Jesus was actually the Samaritan. Well, in today's story, it was another Samaritan. He was walking on the road, and he was on his way somewhere. And on the side of the road was a bleeding person. This guy had been beat up pretty bad. It was very dangerous to travel back in the Old Testament, New Testament times. And of course, there's no cars, and most people didn't have donkeys or horses or anything like that. You just walked. Well, a lot of very unnice people would hide in the rocks, and then they would jump on you, and they would beat you, and they would take everything. Like, they took this poor guy's clothes. So he's laying in the road naked. Can you imagine being naked, bleeding, all by yourself? You're so scared, and this guy was in really bad shape. And a Samaritan was walking by, and he knew that this guy was not a Samaritan, because the Samaritan looked at him, and, you know, he had a different haircut, he had a different mustache, a different beard, so he knew that he wasn't a Samaritan. Hi, Miss Charlotte. I love Miss Charlotte. Miss Charlotte helped raise me, and she knows Mr. Mark, and she knows my very good friend Elizabeth. It's so good to see you, Miss Charlotte. Happy Mother's Day. So the Samaritan looked at this guy, and he's like, this is terrible. So he took this Samaritan man that was bleeding and naked, and he put his clothes on him. He took his cloak off. Hi, Tim. Plank. Tim Plank. I got it right, Tim. And I spelled your daughter's name right every time. So he put his clothes on him. He took, you know, his shirt off, and he gave it to the bleeding man, and he put the bleeding man on his donkey. He actually had a donkey. So this Samaritan had a little money, and he went to the next town. And he found an inn, like a hotel, because they don't have hospitals back then, remember? And he gave the innkeeper, the guy that runs the inn, the hotel, money. And he said, you take care of this man. And he gave him money, and he says, you just make sure that he's okay. Please, here's the money. You please take care of him, because I'm not sure what happened to him, but nobody deserves this. And the innkeeper took the money and took care of the man. And so nowadays we say, are you being a good Samaritan? Meaning, did you take care of somebody you didn't know? So that was a story that Jesus told. He wasn't in the story, but that was a story that Jesus told to teach us that we need to be kind to everybody. It doesn't matter if they have the same color of hair. It doesn't matter if they have the same color of shoes. It doesn't matter if they have shoes. It doesn't matter if they're across the other side of the world. It doesn't matter if maybe you don't like them so much. You know what? Some people don't like some people. But you're always supposed to be kind. And you know why? Because Jesus said. And Jesus only gave us 2 rules. Love God. You love God with your whole heart. Not a little bit of your heart, but the whole heart. The whole, everything. You love God, everything. He's first. And the second rule is, you love your neighbor. And you know what? Sometimes we don't know who our neighbor is. And it doesn't matter. It could be the neighbor in the grocery store. It could be the kid that sits beside you, and maybe he doesn't smell so good. We still have to be their friend. We have to still be kind to them. We have to take care of them, because God gave us a huge job. Hi, Miss Colleen. He gave us a job to take care of everybody, to be kind to everybody, because we want everybody to have a good day. Everybody deserves a good day, right? Even if you make a bad choice, because we all make bad choices. I'm telling you what, today I'm busy in there and flitting around in the kitchen, and I did not look up the Bible verse very well, did I? Sorry about that. So today, I want everyone to be super good and super kind to their moms, just a little bit extra, and your grandmas. And what about all those people out there that help you like a mom? Like maybe your aunt, or maybe your neighbor, next door neighbor. Like Miss Pam, who lives across the street. I help her with her kids. So when they do a great job, I tell Miss Pam about it. And when they do a bad job, I tell Miss Pam about it, because we want all of our little tribe to have good choices, and we want to keep everybody safe. So, hi Lillian. Let's see. Joshua and Jacob. I hope they're watching. Hi Josh. Hi Jacob. I missed you at church in the drive-thru today. So, I had a dad joke, and I can't get to it because, number one, I didn't write it down. I put it in my phone. I don't know how to do that. So let me see if I could remember the joke, and I don't think I'm going to be able to, because Miss Jess sometimes gets old, and I get those things that I can't remember. Oh, the baby birds in our tree, they're not there. It's so sad. Melissa said an animal might have gotten them. So if you are looking for the birds in my tree, they're gone. I think an animal ate them. Okay, so Miss Karina says, how's it like to be a nurse? Being a nurse is like being a mom with super cool tools. So you see a lot of pictures out there, and they're wearing masks, and they're wearing head covers. Now, the masks that Miss Jess has to wear at work are very tight. So if you guys see your parents, or today if you were in the parking lot, you saw people with the masks, and it's just kind of like to to cover. But when Miss Jess goes to work, it's a special mask, and it has to stay super tight around my face. And so I got distracted. So when I wear that mask, it's so that no air gets inside. Sometimes it hurts if you keep it on a long, long time. So I did take a picture of myself the first time that I had to wear it. Miss Jess worked the first 2 weeks that we had the shutdown because we had several people at our hospital that had the coronavirus, or the COVID-19, same thing, that nasty bug. And so I had to wear that mask every single moment that I worked because I didn't want to get sick. And then, so that did bother me. And then on top of my ears, I don't know if you guys, some of you, if you wear glasses, I don't know if you ever, when you wear glasses, if your ears get sore on the top. Well, this mask is really tight, and so it does pull. But being a nurse is like being a mom. I take care of everybody. So if you're sick, I make sure that you have food. I make sure you have something to drink. I make sure you have your medicine. I make sure you're doing your exercises. I make sure that you're taking care of yourself, like helping yourself. I also make sure that I teach you how to take care of yourself. So a lot of times Miss Jess has to go there, and I sit down with you and I teach you, like, this is your new medicine. This is why you have to take it, and you have to take it. Like sometimes mom tells you you have to take your medicine. Well, why do I take my medicine? So your fever goes down, or so you don't have strep throat anymore. And the mask did hurt some. It did. But it's okay, because sometimes you do things and it hurts a little bit and it's uncomfortable. It is like having a nurse is like having a bunch of a lot more kids, and they're all older, and a lot of them are bigger than Miss Jess. So Miss Janae has a joke. Why does a duck have tail feathers? So I'm going to have to wait for the response. So everybody washing your hands. So I'm waiting for Miss Janae to reply back. Why does a duck have tail feathers? Huh. All I can think about is that song. Shake your tail feathers. I don't know. Do you guys know that one? Shake your tail feathers. I don't know who sings it. So this week should be a good week. There should be more things opening. So maybe you guys will maybe get to go to the store if you've already not gone to the store. And make sure you super wash your hands. I know a lot of people are wearing masks, and that's okay. But the most important thing is to keep your distance and wash your hands. So why does a duck have tail feathers? To cover his butt quack. I cannot believe I just said that on church Facebook. To cover his butt quack. I hope everybody has a phenomenal week. I hope you have an awesome week. And I can't wait to give you hugs. And I'm still working on getting donuts for all of us. Okay, so Miss Karina, work on that budget line. And then my plan is, if anybody has a special donut, if you could tell me what it is, I got a special donut man, and I know he can make it. Like pink sprinkles, purple icing. Sounds cool, huh? All right, I love you guys. And remember, be kind. 2 rules. First rule, love God with your whole heart. The whole of it. Everything. All of it. Top to bottom. Number 1 goes God. Number 2, love your neighbor. Whoever that is. Whoever's standing beside you. Whoever you're on the phone with. Doesn't matter. Everybody. Oh, and let's pray really quick. Because I think the sun is peeking out just a little bit. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time with all of my Facebook friends here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and anywhere else in Richton, Mississippi, and on the other side of Fort Wayne. Lord, I pray for everyone's health. I pray that everyone is using their eyes and their ears and their hands and their heart for your good works, Lord. Sometimes we don't like to listen, but Lord, tug at our hearts and help us to do the right thing. And thank you so much for all the mothers and the motherly people that you gave us in our lives. And all God's children said, amen. Hi, Carrie. I wonder if Miss Carrie has Sarah up. I wouldn't think David or Andrew were up yet, because Jackson was a good boy. He got in the car. I brought my dogs to church. And Jackson was a great sport, but the minute we got home, he went right back to bed. What is that with teenagers in bed, right? Gosh. I love you guys. You guys have a super fantastic week. Hi, Miss Crystal. Hi, Thomas. I did a shout out to you, Thomas, earlier, so you'll have to back up the Facebook and say hello. Hi, darling.